That was nice. That's
No,
good.
we started really nicely, and then it all went downhill. It's the Todd and Erin Morning stream at GetBarDaily.com.
Good morning. If you're with us on Facebook today, I'm always amazed that you're willingly up at this hour, and it concerns me just a little bit for you, but thank you. We love you so much. Oh, good morning, Marianne. How are you, sweetie? We should go to the Black Diamond Experts Morning Mountain Cam. It's beautiful. It's happy. You know, the box office was amazing over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
Is that where we're going right now?
Well, no, I'll tell you about it in a minute, but
Okay.
I was really excited because I was wondering how Dark Tower would do because of Idris Elba.
There's a goat missing.
What?
There's a goat missing. And some people are buying a town for dope.
Okay, well, we already talked about Dark Tower, but also...
What you going to say? What?
What?
Later, I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. And also how I had to bribe the homeless guy at Starbucks to use the
Matter
outlet.
of fact, I want to hear... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I want to hear that right now. Tell them, because I know it, but tell them Starbucks.
This is how stupid we are. This is how criminally stupid we are. We've moved.
When she says the word we...
Did you know?
No.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so anyway, we moved into the new house, and we cannot get Comcast in there to save our lives. And God bless them, they're trying. It's not their fault.
We made the appointment. It's just a week out.
That doesn't work for us. We can't not have internet for a week. So Todd and I have been like trading off and going different places like the ball crawl at McDonald's because that wasn't creepy at all to get the free Wi-Fi.
And I went to, I went to McDonald's, and after that, Noodles and Company.
Yeah, it's a little bit stepping up in life. That's good. So what I did not realize about Starbucks is that Starbucks is full of homeless people and college students because everybody wants an outlet. So
That's
the
the
homeless
same
will
thing.
more or less...
It's the same thing, by the
Almost
way.
really. The homeless will more or less camp on the outlets and have their phone plugged in the whole time, and so they'll be noodling around. I'm desperately trying to get my work done, and finally I realized my battery's about to go out on the laptop, and I said, could you please just unplug your phone for a minute and just let me charge it? But he goes, I don't think I can do that.
Oh, boy.
And I'm looking at him, I said, can I buy you a drink? And he went, that's not going to be
Oh, that's some kind of...
I said, would you like $5 for an hour's worth of use of the outlet? He went, that'll do. So I had to bribe the homeless guy with $5 so that I could plug my laptop into the outlet. So all of this, and I'm whining and going, and I'm falling so far behind on work and blah, blah, blah. And a girlfriend of mine very politely goes, did you know that there's a personal hotspot on your phone and that you can use that to access the internet on your computer? And this is after a week of the two of us just like in tears every day trying to get stuff done. Don't even start. And I went, I didn't know that. And sure enough, we popped up the personal hotspot on the phone.
There you go.
And sure enough, you can link your computer to it. And yesterday was much better. And I'm now paralyzed with embarrassment that, because every single human being I have asked of any age went, of course, don't you know that, you idiot? And I'm like, no, I didn't know that.
I didn't know it. But I've never been in a situation where, I was crazed about not having internet.
Oh, you were crazed. How many times were you trying to put the show together and you were like, I have to leave. I have to go somewhere with Wi-Fi.
I gained like 5 pounds. It was McDonald's Noodle Company.
Because you always have to go somewhere
Oh,
where you
wait.
eat.
There was the fried rice place, too.
That wasn't great. That wasn't good for you. I didn't think so. All right, every now and then, people who break the law make me so happy, only just because it's so much fun to hear about. It's so utterly delightful.
What do you got?
Well, for instance, the couple who claimed that the more than $200,000 found hidden in their car by Utah Highway Patrol troopers was a graduation gift for their daughter. They're under investigation.
Wait, whoa. They were going to give it to their daughter?
Yeah, it was a graduation gift. See, here's how it works. On July 13th, a UHP trooper pulled over the couple on I-80 for a traffic violation. The couple claimed they were driving from California to Minnesota.
Right.
Well, the trooper became suspicious of criminal activity after receiving conflicting and inconsistent travel plans from the couple. So he asked if there were any narcotics or large amount of currency within the vehicle. The couple said no and allowed the trooper to search the vehicle. This, to me, was their first level of, what? Okay, so that's when investigators found 2 large bundles of currency hidden in a cooler underneath several food items, and then 2 more bundles in the spare tire compartment, 3 bundles in the lining of the rear hatch, and an 8th bundle inside the woman's purse. Each bundle of money was wrapped in several layers of tinfoil and paper towels, and then wrapped in vacuum-sealed plastic bags.
Bundles is such a great word.
Isn't it really?
It's like, how much money do you have? Oh,
I have a bundle.
I have bundles of money.
It's a bundle right there. The total amount of money seized was $200,004. The
Wow.
couple
Where'd the-
claimed that they had been running a daycare business in Minnesota.
Where'd the $4 come from?
A little something extra. No, it's 4,200.
Oh, 4,000.
1,004.
Now it makes
Anyway.
total sense.
The couple claimed they used to run a daycare business in Minnesota, but
For how many kids?
they stated several times throughout the encounter that the cash discovered in the vehicle was a gift for their daughter who was graduating from college. And they just had a special...
Do you remember, did you get a gift?
When I graduated from high school, I got an electric typewriter from my mother because I was going into journalism and pre-law. From
Right.
college, I don't even remember getting anything. Did you get a graduation present?
Yes, actually, my dad bought me a crappy car because he wanted me to leave.
You can't argue with that,
You
though.
can't argue
It's still a
with
car.
that.
It's like, thanks, Dad. That's good.
I'm out.
I'll do it. That's fine with me.
I'm gone.
I don't remember ever getting $204,000 in
$200,000, yeah.
plastic wrapped bundles because I would have enjoyed that. I would have appreciated plastic wrapped.
At least they were fresh. Right?
So
At
there
least
you
they
go.
were fresh.
Good luck.
I will talk to you about real estate. Real estate's very important. What's the 3 rules? Location, location, location. San Francisco.
Always.
San Francisco.
Oh, a nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
Has been
San
for years
Francisco.
because of Silicon Valley. I mean, it's always been a really incredibly expensive place to live.
So pretty.
Everybody you and I know works like 3 jobs there and shares their apartment like with 27 other people because it's expensive, but it's
Well,
San Francisco.
Here's the cool thing is they found some more land in San Francisco.
What, buildable property?
Yes.
You're kidding me.
Yes, they did. It's
No.
hilarious. I
No, you're
don't know where
lying.
my story went. Here it is. So, Treasure Island. If you've ever been to San Francisco, and you go just off the coast of San Francisco, and there's Treasure Island. It used to be some kind of, I don't know. Anyway.
Treasure Island? I don't know if I've
Treasure
heard of this.
Island.
Okay.
And so they've got permission in 2011 to add the 8,000 homes. This is like right in like San Francisco.
So it's in the bay and you're on your own freaking island? That's
500,
really cool.
500 hotel rooms, 300 acres for parks, 140 square feet of retail, and 100,000 square feet of office space. All comes to the tag of $5 million.
$5 billion.
$5 billion.
Yes, I absolutely believe that.
Why was
'Cause it would
this? Why was this land empty? You might ask.
Well, I mean, I know that a couple of the islands, I mean, you know, they had...
Government use.
Yeah, and then, of course, the
Yeah.
prison. But, I mean,
Yeah.
so why was Treasure Island unoccupied?
Because right now it looks like a post-apocalyptic wasteland because there's atomic waste there.
They've been storing atomic waste on this island?
Not so much storing, just laying it around.
That seems like a problem to me.
So, here's your thing.
How do they come up with the ad campaign for "It's not so bad now"?
Your dog will have 3 heads. I could.
Are they really so desperate that they're going to build on radioactive?
Well, they've covered it, dirt,
some
some
dirt.
dirt. And now,
My uncle brought in a couple of bags of topsoil. That's going to be fine.
so you're going to be out there. You're going to dig a hole for putting plants in. Your face will fall off.
I would strongly suggest avoiding a garden.
I
Yeah.
would. Kids, don't shuffle your feet. We're all going to die. Would you be? I mean, there's no way I'd be comfortable. It's just a little radiation.
Well, no, especially since it was an active area for so long, and that now they've barely said, "Oh yeah, it's inert. It's fine now." It's just
Half-life.
fine.
So that's just. And what if you dig foundations?
I feel bad for the construction crews because they're the ones who are
Oh.
completely screwed.
They should all be ranches with no basements.
Yeah, I would think anything that's disturbing the.
So evidently they're going to move ahead on this.
They're that desperate for property. I guess they are though, because there's just nothing. I mean, there's no.
I mean, John,
Available-
what about in southern Utah where they set off the atomic stuff? They have let people live there.
No, they don't. No.
Anyway,
Oh, good luck with that.
to buy them now. The condos are open.
That'll be good. Okay, maybe we can do something more cheerful. For instance,
What do you got?
My Dark Tower. I've been waiting for this. Stephen King's movie. It was number 1 at the box office over the weekend. This is the one that had Idris Elba as the gunslinger, and then of course Matthew McConaughey as like Satan.
All right.
But here's the part that shocks me. It only made $19.5 million.
What was it up against?
19.5. Well, Dunkirk came in second with $17.6 million.
Okay.
It's made over $133 million. But The Dark Tower was like a blockbuster.
For you.
19 million, that was it. The Emoji Movie. Okay, here's where it gets really bad. The Emoji Movie was number 3 with 12 million. It's made almost $50 million. The Emoji Movie, the one that
everyone
had
hates.
like a 0.3 on Rotten Tomatoes. Girls Trip and Then Kidnap, which was the only other new one with Halle Berry.
Right.
That came in 5th with 10 million. This was a suck weekend at the box office.
Well, it's not a blockbuster. I mean, it's not like,
but Dark Tower actually was supposed to be a blockbuster. It was supposed to be like
for you.
No, not just for me.
All right, tell me something good, would you?
Fine,
All right.
I'll do that.
Okay.
All right, what goes together better
Than?
than donuts and police officers?
Donuts and police officers.
A 7-year-old presenting donuts to police officers.
Was he joking?
This is adorable. It's Tyler Carrick. He's on a mission to give a donut to as many police officers in America as he can.
Right.
And so he began his quest in Florida, and he's already given away 7,000 donuts to cops across the East Coast.
It looks like a superhero.
Isn't he adorable? He said cops have been so grateful about Tyler's visits to their stations that many have told him he's a reminder to them of why they do what they do.
Oh, that's nice.
Which I thought was so sweet. He's adopted the pseudonym Donut Boy, and he's on a 6-week trip across America to distribute pastries at American police departments.
For which he steals.
Well, correct. No. Originally got the idea for the gesture in August of 2016 when he saw several officers in a convenience store. And since he knows from experience that coffee and donuts are a cop's favorite meal, and his mom is a former police officer, he decided to use his own allowance money to buy treats for them. So I asked my mom, could I use my own allowance and I'll buy them their donuts? And she said yes. And so I did, and they were so happy. And then he thought, well, if I could do it for them, maybe I could do it for others. And so I decided right then I was going to cheer up every police officer in America. Now, this is a 7-year-old.
Where does he get the money?
Where you would figure at some point he would lose interest and go back to playing Pokemon Go. But no, the kid is still on it. So basically, he pays for the pastries by doing chores around his house, collecting and selling scrap metal with his grandfather.
Okay, hang on.
And they started a crowdfunding campaign to support his mission.
How much is a dozen donuts? We haven't
Depends
bought
between
donuts
2
in
and
a long time.
Between $2 and $10, depending on how gourmet they are.
And how many is he giving away?
He's given away over 7,000, and he's on his cross-country odyssey right now.
First of all, he's 7 and on Odyssey. Number 2, for cleaning up the house and scrap metal, he makes that kind of money.
Well, once it built to this larger thing, that's when they went into a crowdfunding source.
All right.
Don't criticize Tyler because you didn't think of it first. Don't criticize the boy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
There are donuts eating pastries. There's cops eating pastries right now, and they're happy. So you just leave them to it.
Hey, coming up. You are a criminal, and I guarantee you've done this, and I guarantee you're a criminal. And if you're nice, we won't turn you in. But Daisy's coming up next.
All right, she's in the Get Part Daily newsroom. She's brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. Go to fink-mcgregor.com. Also by Executive Transportation with a really sweet Escalade ready to take you anywhere you want to go. Go to Executive Utah to book your ride. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. 24-hour service by going to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, what's going on today?
Good morning, everyone. Here's what's making headlines Monday, August 7th on GephartDaily.com. One person is dead and 2 others injured after fire tore through a Murray apartment complex Sunday. Firefighters were called to 1300 West and Winchester Street at 6670 South around 3 p.m. When they arrived, they found the building engulfed in flames. 2 people were injured when they jumped from balconies to escape the fire. A 3rd person was found dead inside a ground floor apartment. The cause of the blaze has yet to be determined. Family and friends are sharing memories of a Salem, Utah Boy Scout who died over the weekend during a camping trip in the high winters. 17-year-old Douglas Jeffrey Julian passed away from what authorities believe was altitude sickness. The Duchesne County Sheriff's Office says Julian and the other scouts were hiking out to the area Saturday morning when the teen collapsed. Members of the troop began CPR but were unable to revive him. Julian died just 1 day short of his 18th birthday. And Summit County Search and Rescue Team is scaling back the search for Melvin Heaps, a 74-year-old man who has been missing for more than a week. Heap set out for a day hike the morning of Monday, July 31st, but did not return. His car was later found at the Crystal Lake trailhead. Hundreds of volunteers have joined in the search efforts over the course of the last week. The Summit County Sheriff's Office says that while the scale of official search is being pulled back, the search for Heaps will continue. And now a quick look at your Wasatch Front weather, where we'll see a dip in temperatures for the next few days. Expect highs in the low to mid 80s Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, with a 20% chance of showers each day. Overnight temps will be in the upper 60s. That's it for now. For more local headlines 24/7, go to gephartdaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Thank you, Daisy. Thank you very much. All right, you're going to talk about mortgages.
No, Fink and McGregor, I don't have to talk about it because basically that's Jeff's job, because there's a million different mortgages, and the nice thing about Fink and McGregor is that they're not bound to one particular one like a bank is, and it doesn't cost you like $8,000 in closing costs, and it doesn't make you take 4 months to try to get everything together for them, and it doesn't feel like you're a chicken spread out to dry in the sun as they poke and prod at your ears.
Gross.
If you've ever tried to get a mortgage
those
from a bank,
banks.
you know what I'm talking about. So with Jeff, basically he'll look at your situation and goes, okay, here, let's try a couple of things. This is a good fit for you, or we could try this one, or there's always that one. There's stuff I didn't know. I mean, who knew there was a USDA loan for agricultural areas? Surprise, but Jeff knows this stuff. And the nice thing is you can find out in 4 minutes exactly what's good for you. And then if you want, they'll call you back within one business day. All you have to do is go to fink-mcgregor.com. Fink-mcgregor.com. Try the 4-minute mortgage challenge. Go through it. Get some ideas. They'll call you back. Voila. Within a month, you're on your way without painful closing costs, and they'll make it as simple as you can possibly imagine.
Very cool.
Fink-mcgregor.com.
All right, so I want to. We're going to talk about the eclipse. That means we have a rule. Every time we talk about the eclipse, we have to wear our eclipse glasses.
Okay.
We'll be a scientist right over there. Ready? Scientist. 1, 2, 3. All right, so the eclipse, it's going to be cool.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to wear the glasses again. All right, so
Really?
you're criminals. You're all criminals out there. You really are. Now I'm going to prove it right now.
Explain.
You're a criminal too.
Well, I'm sure I am.
It's illegal to throw away.
Really? All right, tell me.
Lawbreakers. Look at you, batteries. Batteries, toxic chemicals, mercury, nickel, cadmium.
What is
Cadmium.
Yeah, no.
Batteries land in landfill. Those chemicals leach into the soil or the water supply.
What are you supposed to do with them?
You take them back to places like Batteries Plus and stuff, and they have a free recycling deal. That's not a plug for them. It's just,
Okay.
Yeah, and also
Okay.
you can find the local Call to Recycle online, and they will tell you where to drop everything off.
I did not know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Paint.
No, wait, that's illegal?
That's it. You're going to prison. That's what's going to happen.
All right, tell me more.
All right, so the paint obviously is an issue. You know, they sell little stuff that you put into the paint and it makes it solid, and then it's okay. Anyway, the dump, you go to the dump and they have a paint section and they take care of it for you. Motor oil, lawbreakers, criminals. You do your own oil changes on your car. You take it to a local store.
That one I knew, because people would be like, yeah, you just run it along your fence line, it'll kill all the weeds. And I'm like, yeah, and it also seeps down into the water supply.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And once again, if you take it to a place that does auto repair, they always have a big tank. Ask them. You can pour it in there.
And then they use
good.
it for their French fries. Everybody's happy.
No.
Works out great. What else?
Electronics.
Yes.
You bunch of bad people.
What do you mean? Well, nobody throws away phones because you can sell it for something, but what do you mean?
Smartphones, flat TV screens. All these tech accessories have heavy metals.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They have bad things. EPA has a list of companies that provide recycling options. Mercury thermometers. You're a bunch of bad people. Obviously because...
Mercury.
Right.
That's a problem.
There you go. This is another one. Prescription drugs.
Actually, that one I'd heard about, that everyone was emptying them down the toilet.
Right.
And they were actually finding like Prozac in the water supply.
In the fish.
Yeah.
In the fish.
Well, the fish were totally relaxed.
And they were like, oh, just hook me. I don't care.
That's fine.
I'm good.
Right there's good.
Ooh, I'm good. Fluorescent light bulbs. You know, they're so...
Ooh, they have mercury too.
They have all kinds of stuff. You're
Crazy
not supposed to throw them out. They say, once again, to go through and search out where you're supposed to do it, because it's like horrific lawn chemicals. You have extra fertilizer sitting around. That's a
Fertilizer
problem.
seems like it would be so innocent, but what, like algae bloom or something? What?
Well, it gets into the water, yes, herbicides, pesticides, all that stuff ends up going into the soil, leaching into the soil.
Leaching. It's such a good word.
Smoke detectors. Did you know that?
That's plastic. What's the problem with the smoke detector?
Inside, there's
It's
a chamber, ICSDs. Everybody knows what those are. So there's radioactive material. Did you know that?
No freaking way.
Yeah, they have a little bit of radioactive material.
No.
It can be dropped off at any facility that recycles electronics.
I had no idea about that one. That one embarrasses me. I had no idea.
Yeah. So next time it starts beeping and chirping, don't hit it with something. Radioactive material.
That's incredibly inspiring.
Fireworks.
If you're throwing out fireworks instead of lighting them off, then you don't deserve to have them anyway.
Tires.
Disappointed in you.
They charge you like $3 a tire now if you get your tires changed at a shop, because they have to pay it to the dump.
Yeah.
Right.
Because what is it with the tires again? It's not even the breaking down, but they also leach something into the water.
I'm not sure. The problem with stacking them is mosquitoes grow in them.
Oh, yeah.
They're famous for that. They're famous for holding water and then mosquitoes, and then you get the Zika. You catch the Zika.
Everyone's got the Zika,
So-
and then we're all in trouble.
All right, so show me. Show of hands. Who's criminal? That's right. All of you. You should be ashamed. I'm telling your mom.
I'm very disappointed in me. I really am.
I am too.
All right, Christopher's is back. I am so excited. I've got to go there for my birthday dinner. Did you know that on your birthday, when you become a Christopher's Insider at the Christopher's Prime Steakhouse, that you get a free filet dinner?
Wow.
So you're going to have to take me out this week for a date, because my birthday was last week.
That's true.
It's only fair. But if you haven't been there, I mean, it's so... every single person who has won came back and went, it was so wonderful, thank you. And I'm like, that's great. Thank you that none of you invited us. Because it was dinner for 4, and then executive transportation picks you up. He drives you there. You don't have to worry about parking or designated drivers. He'll wait for you, drive you home again. And all you have to do to enter is simply go to the show today. Now, here's where it gets tricky. I want you to personal message us with this code word, because if you watch,
Wait. We've never used a code word.
well, if you've watched the show long enough now, you know how to enter for Christopher's. And the code word is this: guava.
I thought
guava.
it was going to be spatula.
No, I like guava.
How do
So
you
all you have
spell
to do is
guava?
just
Wait.
personal message
How do you
us.
spell guava?
Guava. I'll accept any facsimile thereof. So you've been watching, so I want you to be the one who's got the really good chance to win. So guava, all you have to do is just personal message us on Facebook, and that can be on the Gephardt Daily, that can be on the Gephardt Approved, or on the Todd and Erin Facebook pages. And you are then officially entered to win, and we'll draw another winner on Friday.
And the good thing is, only about 10 or 20% of our viewers, like you, actually watch it live, and the rest watch it on demand. So,
A lot easier for you.
Yeah.
That's all we're
be
saying.
the first ones in the message column.
Go
right
for
there.
it. All right.
All
Coming up next, what is the two-legged dog has
Two-
been found safe.
Thank
The
goodness.
two-legged dog.
His name is Lucky.
No, his name is Duncan Luhu.
We're going to find out about Duncan Lou coming up next.
Todd and Erin's Morning Stream, brought to you by Black Diamond Experts. Electric, plumbing, heating, and air conditioning. You'll be glad you called an expert. Fink and McGregor, mortgages made simple. Make sure you go to fink-mcgregor.com and try out their 4-minute mortgage program. It's incredibly easy to find out whether you qualify. The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is actually available anytime at GephardtDaily.com. Just click on the Todd and Erin page.
Todd and Erin Morning Stream on GephardtDaily.com. We were having dinner with friends, and they brought a salad last night. And they brought this spinach salad, and they said, you're really going to like
yummy.
this. And we said, okay, I know what spinach tastes like. No, it's really different, they said. And so we took a bite. And it was different.
It's tangy-ish.
It was
tangy ass.
lemon spinach. And I said, what'd you put on it? And she goes, nothing. So I took a piece without any dressing and put it in my mouth. Once again, lemon spinach. How does that even happen?
They have gourmet spinach flavors now.
Well, first of all, I'm kind of, I know something about stuff. I have words. And I'm trying to think how you got spinach to taste like lemons.
They do some really creepy crossbreeds. I mean, there's...
Oh, okay. Here.
It's true.
Here.
Okay.
Crossbreeding. Okay. I'm going to tell Zoe, our 6-year-old. Okay, Zoe, when a spinach plant and a lemon tree fall in love, they have babies. And when they do, they end up with lemon spinach.
Zoe may be 6, but even she's not going to go for that. You know that, right?
I don't even understand how they do it. Anyway, when I say them do it, I meant the producers of...
All right. I'm throwing in some quick Hollywood news here because this just came out and I want to cry right now. Chris Pratt and Anna Faris have been together forever and they're adorable, right? Chris Pratt became huge with Guardians of the Galaxy. But you remember he was on that show that you love so much with on TV. I'm trying to remember which one. And Anna Faris, of course, she did all of the scary movies.
All right.
And they're adorable. And they have that little guy, their little dude, and he's a little bit special needs. He's very intense at birth, and they've been working for March of Dimes, and they're the nicest people in the world, and I love them so much, and they just announced their separation. It's like nobody can make it.
It's like Angelina
First
and
Brad and Angelina, and now
this.
Chris Pratt and Anna Faris, because they were adorable. They loved each other forever.
Something happened.
Community. That was the TV show he was on.
Oh.
But it's just so unfair.
That is unfair.
They were so darling.
Or were they?
No, they were.
It's just sad. Are you okay?
No, I'm a little disappointed right now.
Okay.
My worldview is shaken. There's certain couples that are not allowed to do these things, that are above all of those Hollywood things.
I wonder what the percentage is of Hollywood couples making it. Paul Newman
and Joanne Woodward, they were amazing.
Forever.
And the best thing ever is that they used to ask her, so what keeps you, what makes you still love Paul the best? And she goes, his body. The dead silence for the reporter said, yep, his body.
Who else has been married a long time? See?
The guy who was in Chuck, he's been married for almost 30 years now. Not obviously...
The muscle guy.
Not obviously Zachary, but the other guy who was actually here at Comic-Con last year, which is how I learned he had been married for 30 years.
It's weird.
Not many. But I mean, but these guys were... Oh, well. We can move on now. I've just had my moment. But yeah, Chris Pratt and Anna Faris have separated.
Can we talk about the dog with 2 legs?
Okay, that might cheer everybody up.
Wait, I have a question before you start. Mm-hmm. Which 2 legs?
I think it was the back too. I think there might be a picture.
So he walks like that.
Look at that.
A boxer.
Look at that.
So I see a tail, and I see no legs in the back.
Yeah. Pretty amazing, isn't he?
He's really doing like a handstand.
Well, it was really intense because he belongs to Gary Walters, and Gary and his fiancee Amanda and her 2 kids were traveling from Yellowstone National Park to their Airbnb in Island Park, and they were doing a little vacation over the weekend. And then the family actually accidentally hit a bison with their truck.
Oh, gosh.
Boom. You can imagine it's a bison, that there's some damage and some,
So how does this
craziness.
deal with a dog?
Well, they lost their puppy. A 2-legged boxer, Duncan Lou, who was missing after the crash, and everyone's freaking out because they're trying to make sure the kids are okay. And then they're like, where's Duncan? Duncan, our beloved 2-legged dog who was famous in many circles, is gone.
Well, I would imagine a reward poster would be pretty easy. The dog would stand out because of the leg issue.
I just think that's so sad. So they had 30 volunteer and professional searchers descend upon that area that was within a 3-mile radius of the crash site.
Good move.
And after about 2 hours, someone noticed Duncan.
A 2-legged dog.
Yep, he had a few scrapes and cuts, and he was dehydrated, and he was limping from an injury. And I'm like, how does a 2-legged dog limp?
Oh, no.
I mean, isn't it pretty much a given?
Oh, it's going to end up being a 1-legged dog.
I'm just saying it's like a given that he's already limping, right? Because he's only got 2.
Well, this dog is famous, you said.
But you know what? They said he is going to be just fine.
So what?
Just fine. Can we see the picture again?
Is this dog famous for anything else?
I think being 2 legs and
I
adorable
understand he has
is
a web Facebook page now.
Well, he's adorable. Can you show Duncan again?
Duncan
just
with
one more time because
2
he's
legs.
So cute. See?
Found safe.
Look at that face.
It does. Look he's
at
got a
his
website.
face.
DuncanLuhu.com.
I wonder what the tail does for him. Maybe it's like a balancing thing.
Unless it's prehensile.
All right, you can move on now.
All right, I'm going to take you to England. Evidently, they had a criminal. He's wanted for assault. He was an assault warrant, and he turned himself in. He felt the pressure of his conscience, and he turned himself into the police.
Okay.
To the bobbies in England.
I don't think they call them that anymore.
Really? Okay. Well, he turned himself in. He just walked in and said, "I'm him."
I feel bad.
Lock
there
me
was the
up.
whole assault thing.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I suck.
Didn't happen that way at all.
Okay, tell me.
Yeah, well, basically, the guy went in and he turned himself in if they would remove the photo from their Facebook page because it was a bad photo.
No way. Oh, because it was that? That is epic.
Right.
So basically, it wasn't his conscience.
No.
He just thought, I have the worst mugshot in the world, and they won't take it off. So his friends were probably making fun of him.
Right.
My friends are making fun of me, and you have to take
First
down
of
the
all,
mugshot.
how many people go to the police website Facebook page? How vain.
Well, when you have a picture that bad, a lot of people apparently.
The
epic.
picture wasn't bad. His face is bad.
He looks freaky.
He just has a bad face.
Well, yeah, but he looks freaky too. I mean, that's a weird. That's a face. That's weird. That's a weird face.
I don't know how to even start this next story, except I'll just read the headline: "Landscaping goat missing from job in Rhode Island."
They have landscaping goats now for some of the elementary schools in Salt Lake County. But this goat is missing from his
They
job.
call them landscaping goats?
Well, yeah, they keep down on the weeds and stuff and the heavier brush. They're landscaping
It
goats.
says here that they rent them out.
They're goatscaping.
Is that like manscaping? Because I don't think it'd be safe to wax a goat.
Why
Right?
is he missing? Did he just have a late night and just didn't show up for work?
They're out looking. They did a head count. The guy drove around. I guess he rents out goats. When did this start?
I've heard of goatscaping before.
What?
Yeah, the little stunt teams of goats they send around to do stuff like this.
Stunt teams of landscaping goats.
Well, yeah. Because they're trained and they stick around.
They're not trained. They eat.
Well, yeah, but they're trained to stick around that area and just
I think
kind
they
of go through
spike
everything.
them with a chain.
Will you just move on with the story?
No, that's basically the story.
The goat is missing?
I've heard of goat yoga, and I thought that was ridiculous. At least this does something. But you can imagine the amount of people it puts out of work, and I think we should discuss that. Or
The whole
not.
point of this story, which I thought was going to go somewhere,
No.
is that you were genuinely surprised there was such a thing as a landscaping goat.
Did you know this?
I may not have known about the personal hotspot on my cell phone, but I did know about the goats,
We should share more.
like everybody else.
Everyone know.
You're the one who was in wildlife and forestry
Hang on.
management in college. Are you supposed
Did you
to?
guys know about landscaping goats? Oh, yeah, they did. Okay, all right.
They're delicious? Patrick!
They've all heard of them. I guess I'm just in the dark.
Oh, by the way, Gary wants to know why you're not doing your cookie segments with Zoe anymore. Remember Cooking with Todd and the Toddler? It's time. It has to come back.
It's funny you should bring that up because let me show. I'm going to show you something. Hang on. So, this is my computer bag. At my old house, I had a Viking range, 6-burner. I mean, it was like the oven from heaven. And
was nice.
and now I have an electric one. I just want to put my head in it and end it all. And
Except
so
for that won't work.
it's electric.
It's electric.
So I decided that it's fun to do the cooking with Zoe and stuff, but I thought, what about Zachary? What about Zachary? Perhaps we should do that. And so he got some stuff out, and he had the rate turned it on, everything, the right temperature. And I'm sitting there across the room working on my computer, and my bag was up there on the counter. And I was just showing you this, which basically looks like a laser blast from Star Wars. And I look over, look, there's a hole in there. And I look over, and this thing is on fire. So we're just still kind of working on the cooking thing. So there will be another one, but
Maybe not with Zachary. Maybe we'll just stick with Zoe, Cooking with Todd and the almost beforehand toddler.
I hope that answers your question.
I don't think so. I think that you should start planning another one. That's a cheesy excuse.
How many names do you know for marijuana? Weed, Mary Jane, pot, reefer,
cannabis, which is not really
Cannabis.
a nickname. It's a
marijuana. They call it dope because marijuana is too hard to spell.
We watched Reefer Madness. That's the movie from the 1940s.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Oh, that was. I don't think I could. There were periods I couldn't breathe.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
like laughter.
Yeah,
But
so funny.
So why are we going through all the names?
I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking of a new name for a town. There's a cannabis company that just bought a town. It's the largest cannabis company
They want to
in the
create
world.
a marijuana mecca.
Yeah, that's a quote. So
Where is this town?
Arizona-based company called Green Incorporated. Yeah, I guess so. Purchased a Lipton, California. Now it's not they gotta change the name of that.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
No.
No.
So anyway, they want to make a marijuana-friendly tourist spot.
Well, this is really inspiring. We thought that showing that there's a viable means of having a cannabis-friendly municipality and further making it energy independent could be a way of really inspiring folks to say, why can't we do that here and smoke more marijuana?
Yeah. So they bought the town. It's 120 acres. Includes a
Right.
general store, a hotel, school, mineral baths, and about $5 million they spent on it. They're going to put $2.5 million into the infrastructure and kind of build it up, plus a Cheetos factory.
And a solar energy plant. That's so cool.
Cheetos.
Sometimes it's Doritos, though. You
Could
might have
be.
to do like a duel.
Maybe both.
And then there's some who prefer Kentucky Fried Chicken, more of a savory. So I'm just saying.
Seriously, these companies will be fighting to get in. They'll be freaking out. It's like, we'll give you free chicken for life. I'm serious. I'm really serious. There is something that had been debated that we're going to talk about coming up next.
Okay.
And I can't believe it's still there. It has to do with one of our national parks.
Look, on the bright side, at least it changed from the original designation in the 60s.
You don't even know what we're talking about, do you? We'll tell you next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
Todd and Erin Morning Stream, GephardtDaily.com is a park. I think it's a state park. Is it a state park?
Yes, it's state park.
State park down
State
by
park.
Moab. And they have a name for it, and as you can see, it's Negro Bill Canyon. So this was up for negotiations to change it from that, which it had been changed from N.
Yeah, that was
Bill Canyon.
And it took till the 60s for them to go, perhaps that is a really terrible thing to write. And they had used it as N. Bill Canyon. So to me, that was at least was a moderate improvement. But this is a rancher, right?
NAACP is obviously involved in this, and a lot of people are like, just feels weird. It's actually historical because there was a William Grandstaff, and he was a black rancher and actually grazed cattle
That's
up
really
that
cool.
canyon. And so to call it N Canyon, it was like, what? And now Negro Canyon is what? And so they want to change it. But they couldn't get the votes
How about
of this committee.
Grandstaff Canyon? Because that sounds sort of like magnificent and awe-inspiring.
Why don't they ask us these questions?
Well, no, but it's just, yeah, I mean...
So that's the thing. They couldn't get a vote. I went 8-2 because they didn't have enough support from the minority people presenting this or something. And so now it has to go to the Park Service.
Well, there's a whole bunch of weird names down there. Just mainly because I think everything was founded by lonely miners and ranchers or something. Because down by Hurricane, where my mom was raised, there's Molly's Nipple. That one's awkward. And then there's Whore.
Whore?
It's something Whore Canyon. It's named after one of the loose ladies from St. George.
Right.
And then there's another one that talks about another part of the anatomy, and that's a mountain peak. I mean, it's like these were some really lonely guys.
We have a whole list of funny town names coming up.
Even better.
Yeah, and right here in Utah.
Unfortunately, I'm hoping they're not mildly pornographic like most of our topography down south. So
This
that
is
will be
true.
good. Yeah.
Are you going to do a shout out here?
I would be delighted to, but first it's going to take a minute because I want to go to Daisy. She is in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom, and she is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. Mortgage is made simple. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com for the 4-minute mortgage challenge. Executive Transportation March can take you anywhere in style and for an amazing price. Just go to executiveutah.com to book your ride. And Black Diamond Experts, electric, plumbing, heating, and air. Just go to blackdiamondexpert.com. Morning, Daisy. What's going on?
Hello again, everyone. Here's a look at national and world news headlines Monday, August 7th on GepHardtDaily.com. Stop test firing ballistic missiles and quit antagonizing your neighbors. That's what China is telling North Korea after this weekend's vote by the UN Security Council to push Pyongyang for its pursuit of nuclear weapons. The Security Council's resolution, which was backed by China and the US, will curtail North Korea's annual exports by $3 billion annually. The Trump White House is heralding the move, calling it a gut punch to the North Korean regime. Video of a California police officer pointing a gun at a passenger for 9 minutes during a traffic stop has gone viral. The video taken in California shows an officer draw down on the passenger while waiting for backup. The cop said he pulled his weapon after the passenger made a suspicious gesture. The passenger said he was merely looking for his vehicle's registration as he'd been instructed. The incident ended without any injuries, and the man was allowed to leave with just a ticket. And a US-based clothing company is being roundly criticized for selling T-shirts emblazoned with swastikas along with the words peace, love, and zen. The website Teespring is selling the T-shirts and says its goal is to rebrand the swastika as a symbol of love and peace. Jewish groups are calling the marketing ploy obscene and disgusting. That's our look at world and national headlines. You can get all the day's headlines 24/7 on GepHardtDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
Swastikas for peace.
Whew.
Perhaps it's just me, but it seems vaguely counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Especially because it's also on a rainbow, and you may remember that Hitler actually targeted and massacred the homosexuals during his regime. So that seems like the whole combination might be wildly offensive.
This is true. I agree.
What do I know?
I agree.
Okay, let's move on. Black Diamond Experts. The reason they are called experts is because they can pretty much do anything in your house. That is electric, plumbing, heating, and air. And if you call them, what you will do is get a nice person who is licensed, bonded, and insured showing up at your door. He will wear booties. He will go carefully through your house and treat it with respect. He will give you a bid. Whatever he gives you as a bid is actually what you will end up paying because they don't believe in marking stuff up at the end and just giving you an ugly, nasty surprise. Much unlike some of the rental car companies, for instance, Budget. Yeah, we learned about that yesterday. But the important thing, let's go back to Black Diamond Experts, because when you get to them and when you get the price back, this is what you can count on. And the job will be done well, it will be done right, or they will come back until it is finished correctly. BlackDiamondExpert.com. You will be glad you called an expert.
All right, so you were talking about funny town names, and we were talking
I was talking about pornographic topography down in southern Utah. You were the one who said, why, Erin, we have funny town names.
What was the nipple one again?
Molly's Nipple.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my Uncle Wilden was the one who shared that one with me. I'm staring at him going, because he said they were different back then. I'm like,
Hell,
really?
Michigan.
Wow.
Where are you from? Hell.
Michigan. I'm guessing they named it that during the winter.
Oh, good call.
If you've ever been in a Michigan winter, you would understand why.
Well, back in the 1830s, one of the town settlers, George Reeves, he made a deal with a local farmer to trade his homemade whiskey for the grain they grew. And the wives all hated it. And it's like they've gone to hell, and the nickname stuck.
Oh, that's so funny. All because of the whiskey.
Virgin, Utah.
Yeah, that's right next to Hurricane.
I've seen more pictures of women leaning against that sign.
Well, my sisters and I always have to do that when we do road trips. Virgin, Utah.
There's, according to 2010 census, there's 596 people living there, and I'm surprised it's that many. That's the virgin part.
It's good. It's that.
Yeah. Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, that sounds different. It's kind of the exact polar opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
And why was it named intercourse? Did anyone?
The thing was labeled in the 1800s when the word wasn't commonly used or even.
But it's funny because if you look at the town signs underneath, it says it's okay, you can giggle.
Right,
They've just given up.
The website's hilarious. In Colorado, there is a place called Zigzag, Oregon, and the reason that's funny is because the papers used to roll marijuana joints in is called Zigzag. When I went to college, it was freedom, unity, justice, and some other town all back to back.
You people in Maine, you're all weird and patriotic in the weirdest possible way.
It's just a weird thing.
Okay,
All right,
well, that's
so
different.
there you go.
All right, coming up next, we're going to talk. Do you really have this on video about the shark eating the camera? No.
And you know what? This isn't a leftover from Shark Week on the Discovery Channel.
This is a new and exciting shark meal.
It's awesome. Coming up next.
We're brought to you this morning by Executive Transportation. Elegant service, professional style. Go to executiveutah.com. And All Utah Plumbing. Your home deserves the best. 24-hour emergency service at allutahplumbing.com. Did you know you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning stream any time of the day or night on Facebook, YouTube, and SoundCloud, and GephardtDaily.com?
Can you imagine what this is like? Let's say you live in Canada and you get free health care. That'd be good. But there's a forest fire. And let's say you're at a really nice house up in the woods. And the fire people come through and they say, you got to get out, because the fire's coming and we're most likely going to lose your house because we can't stop the fire.
And you're picking up all of the mementos and like pictures and
Going,
stuff like
hurry up,
that.
get
getting your
out,
pet.
get out.
Yeah.
So the guy gets out and stuff, and he goes down into town. He's staying with a friend, and they're fighting the fire. Airplanes going over, dropping the retardant, the red stuff. Helicopters dropping water. Everybody's fighting the fire. And 2 weeks later,
Wow, 2 weeks? This was a big one.
this guy, they say, come on back.
So his house was still there. That's wonderful.
And
Good
his
for
house
him.
was still there. And, the situation was still, the fire danger was still there.
Oh, I can imagine because
Right.
once you put it out, you told me this. Everything still smolders for a long
Right.
time. You can't just like we're
Yeah,
done.
and it went around this side of the hill and all that stuff. So what would you do to celebrate? What would you do?
I would probably dig a bigger fire trench around my house.
Yeah. Well, this guy did fireworks.
He what?
He did fireworks.
He lit off fireworks to celebrate coming back home after a forest fire.
And there's still material around his place to catch on fire again. The locals didn't think that was so funny.
He lit off fireworks
Right.
to celebrate the end of the forest fire.
Right. The police went and they found all the canisters of the already used fireworks. And guess what he was doing when he was lighting these off?
It's just going to get worse, isn't it?
No, it just makes it all make sense.
Okay.
He was drinking.
Oh, well, Woo! This is great. Yeah, that
Yeah.
explains so much.
So he sobered up overnight in the holding cell.
Good.
And was fined over $1,000.
That's not enough. I'm sorry, that's not enough.
Can you imagine if he
How stupid could you possibly be?
Can you imagine if he restarted it?
I'm going to light off fireworks to celebrate the end of a forest fire.
I think
With our Brian Head thing and the guy who started it just finally having to pay his fines and stuff, it's like, it's the same logic. It's like if he'd gone back and said, wow, this is great. I'm going to just have a big bonfire now and
right.
maybe burn some old newspapers or something.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
idiot in Canada.
That's interesting. Have you ever wondered what makes you an adult? Because I'm pretty sure neither one of us have actually achieved that.
You mean when do
Well,
people become
well,
an adult?
That's one of the things they've been having a hard time with the designation. It actually started with Generation X because this was the first time that they've started saying conclusively, you probably won't do better than your parents. Because the whole goal of America has always been, and everybody worked very hard, especially immigrants, is I want you to do better than I have. I want you to have more. I want your life to be better.
Like the first kid that goes to college.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so they said, though, that based on the economy and education and growth and all the other elements, that this is probably the first generation that won't do better. that you're not going to make more than your parents. You won't have a nicer house. You won't do all these things.
Well, that's kind of sad.
And this is the era where kids started living with their parents longer, having a harder time finding jobs. And now that they're the millennials, oh my good Lord, that's good. They were trying to figure out, where's
oh,
the adult?
God, that's so creepy.
No, that's really true.
Oh, can you imagine the birth? It's a little man.
That is really true.
Oh, that
all
is
that
just
facial hair.
That is creepy.
I don't know who found that, but that's so wrong.
That's creepy. All right.
Wow. Well, it's
Oh.
interesting. They were trying to decide, and Kelly Williams Brown is actually the author of the book Adulting: How to Become a Grown-Up in 468 Easy-ish Steps.
I used to be an adult, and then it just wasn't working out for me. So here I am now.
It's funny. She says all of a sudden you're out in the world and you have this insane array of options, and you don't know which ones you should take. And there's all these things that your mom and dad told you, presumably, and yet you're still living like a feral wolf who doesn't have toilet paper and uses Arby's napkins instead. And she said, even getting age alone doesn't make an adult. She said, even getting married doesn't necessarily make an adult. One person said, my ducks are not in a row. They are wandering. And she had been talking about this, like, when do you know you're an adult? And she said, finally, I think when do you become an adult is when you finally have acceptance of yourself. You understand who you are and maybe finally have a stronger understanding of what you want in the world.
Well, there's something to look forward to for me.
See, and I love this. There's one person, it says, between the ages of 22 and 25, you will be miserable. Sorry, if you're like most people, you will flail.
Can you go back to 2 pages back there? There was something that I wanted you to read again. The thing about when you get out on your own and how confusing it is.
She said, and it's this word flailing that stuck with me in the years since, that I've rubbed like a mental worry stone whenever the life I want is escaping my reach. Flailing is an apt description for what happens to many people during these ages.
Isn't it called growing up?
Well, it's funny. They said the transition into adult roles now, he says, is taking longer and longer. For people, there's several years now before they're free of their parents and out of school, but not tied to spouses and children. And they said that period of time is extended. And so, but they finally...
Boo-hoo!
They finally kind of seized on the big 3. Okay, this is from Jensen Arnett.
All right.
These are things that people rank as what they most need to be a grown-up.
So this is the definition.
These are the 3.
3 steps, okay.
Taking responsibility for yourself.
Taking responsibility.
Making independent decisions.
Independent decisions.
And becoming financially independent of your parents. I still haven't become financially independent of my parents, so I'm not sure I'm getting much help here.
Doesn't all this just kind of go without saying?
Well, but no. I mean, they were having a really hard time because these are the generations now that they don't think will do as well, and that live with their folks longer because it's like nicer there.
You're kind of encouraging them to do that now.
Well, I think anyone who is willing to hear that and not go, I'm going to prove you wrong, doesn't deserve to do better. I'm sorry. But I'm also motivated completely by spite. So if someone tells me something is impossible, I have to go do it just on principle. But I just thought it was a good designation, the three things that really make you an adult.
Mortgage payments. Baby poo. 2 things. That's mortgage payments, baby poo.
Okay.
That'll do it.
All right.
Trust me. Getting up in the middle of the night, baby poo. In the morning, pay the mortgage. Doesn't seem that hard to me. Speaking of good parenting, I got a mosquito bite last night.
What is it with you and Zoe?
This is my first one of the season. I am immune.
Zoe has blood like corn syrup. Everything gets her. So what do you...
So the point is...
Did you get a weird one?
No, the point is that when you tell your kids, say, hey, don't scratch those, that is an impossible task. Absolutely impossible. You look at your kids and they've got 5 or 6 of them, and you say, hey, don't scratch that. They're going to scratch it. They are. You know why? Because it's incredibly annoying. You know what it's like? It's like your nurse telling you they're going to give you a shot, and they say it's gonna feel like a bee sting. Like a bee sting. Have you been bitten by a bee?
Stung.
They hurt like crazy. So why would you scare someone?
That's not comforting.
No. You need to readjust the pain scale on this.
I like the one better where it says it's like a rubber band that goes thwack on your skin. That's more accurate.
That hurts too.
Well, they're all gonna hurt, honey.
I would rather be surprised. Oh, like the nurse when I was in the hospital. She was great. Because I was had heart surgery and I was recovering, and I'd gotten to the point where she showed up at the door. She was hilarious. She showed up at the door, put her hands on her hip, and went like this. It's time to pull the tubes out of you. And I was like, what? What? So we went through this process, and every time I had a port in my neck and an artery.
It was really long.
I didn't know what it was.
I kept it. It was really long.
I didn't know what it is, but all my friends were there, and I'd go, what is this? Bop, 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 bop. And it'd be flapping around, and they'd all like dry heave. So I knew it wasn't good, but I couldn't see it, so that's good. And then I had 3 chest drains right here. Is this too graphic for you? So anyway, 3 of them, and they got
I'm
little.
not quite sure how we got from mosquito to.
Stay with me.
To the drains.
It's
okay.
the surprise thing, and so 3 of those, and she goes, "Well, I'm going to do those first." And I said, "What's it feel like?" She goes, "I've never had it done to me. All I know is it's creepy." Sure enough, all 3 of them were very, very creepy. Then there were some IVs, and then it got down to everything was done except. And she looked at me in a very serious tone.
I left the room.
Very serious tone. And she said, "You're going to ask me what this is going to feel like, the catheter." And I said, "I don't really want to know at all." And she laughed. That's all I'm going to say. She laughed, and I haven't been the same since. That's it. Anyway. So mosquito bite, this is where this story started. Your kids are going to scratch your mosquito bites no matter what you say. Absolutely, without.
Somehow I don't feel like this story has come full circle, but sure, let's go with it. But on the bright side, you have left the indelible image for every man in North America with the catheter story.
Watch your cholesterol.
If that's not motivation to
There
watch
you
it,
go.
Nothing is.
There you go.
Right? I know, guys.
All right.
Sorry.
I know that Shark Week is over.
No, this thing's too cool not to show. I
I
cannot believe it.
I know it's over. They must have missed this because this is an incredible piece of video. Here we are, great white shark off the coast of Massachusetts.
Get out. And they have got a
Oh,
camera.
he swam by. Oh, what a good look. Oh, geez, not good, not good.
How did that camera survive his bite?
Isn't that awesome? Well, you guys have a good day. It's the Todd and Erin Morning stream.
Do it again. I want to see the mouth.
On
I wanna see the mouth. I wanna see the mouth.
GetParkDaily.com. Bye.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, do it again.
Are you
Just
going to
one
do
more
it
time.
again?
Please.
Oh, all right.
Here we
Here you
go.
go. All right. Last time.
Have a good day from Todd and Erin. We
Yeah.
love you.
Where'd the shark go? Oh, wait a minute. There he is. Have a good day, guys.